47 and 6. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. He gave us into Edom's hand. Thou just showed them no mercy. You see how we've been killed right now? I mean, we've been hung, we've been raped and pillaged in all kind of way, everything you can think of. They didn't show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Isaiah 1:15. So like it's Zechariah 1 and 15. Zechariah 1:15. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. For I was but a little displeased. So he was just a little displeased with his children, the 12 tribes of Israel. And they helped forward the affliction. See, they helped forward the affliction. They went over the call of duty. The most I'm telling you. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. For I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. They helped forward the affliction beyond the call of duty. Jeremiah 50. Jeremiah 50. Go to Jeremiah the 50th chapter. In the 6th verse. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. See, in all these religions and so forth. That's why it's so hard to reach out to our people and get them to see this, because the shepherds are supposed to be leading the flock, leading the sheep. You say their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. See, whatever come up, here we are involved in it. From birth to the grave. And when you bring the truth, it's like, it's too much, because they don't want to learn. You want to keep something else, you put in a book. A lot of you just go by what someone has done and learning what they have learned. You ain't learning yourself. You ain't picking up no this Bible and trying to get it every day of your life. Yet still you think you're going to be saved. A lot of you. Some of y'all been around or talked to you. You ain't you on a call for hours, but you ain't in this Bible for hours. On your own, I'm saying. To be able to get this without anybody saying do it. Supposed to be able to do this on your own. You want it? You have to have a desire. You see? They made you work and pick cotton and do whatever they want you to do. All of us. You did that. So somebody got to bring forth the rod to make you do what you should do anyway? No. You got a desire. You're going to show your desire in what you do. And how you show forth your righteousness to the Most High. 2 Timothy 2:15. It ain't something that's going to come down from the sky and all of a sudden you're going to remember all of this. No. It's why he told us this. He gave us instructions. This is to everyone. This ain't just to one person. 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High. A workman, you gotta be working. Man, you gotta be working in this. That needeth not to be ashamed. Rightly dividing the word of truth. I mean, precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. Rightly dividing the word of truth, but you gotta be studying on your own. You gotta desire this. This ain't something you didn't. I bet you if you pass your grades in school to be able to pass to the next grade, you had to take tests and so forth. You study for that. One way or another, you had to sit there and maximize your brain to be able to pass the test. Pass this test. This is the most important test you can pass. Study and show yourself approved unto the Most High. So you ain't studying how you approve unto the Most High. Yet still you want the Most High to come through for you. And your time is spent on other things. It's not in that word. What kind of desires do you really have? Especially when the book is closed. Do you open it back up to study yourself? Once this class is over, you go to sleep, wake up, and start doing whatever you do in the world? Or anything takes you off your course of how you should be studying, like you study for whatever it is. You say like you trying to get a career, you going to school. You're going to be right there every day doing whatever that man say you got to do for that system. That's why the Most I say he ain't calling them. But here you are falling right into the trap. I mean, it's no trap. If you want to do something to better your life, no problem. But what about this? What about whatever you're trying to do to better your life and the Most High is with it to bless you? You see? That's the ultimate. Ain't nothing you can study or follow beyond the truth. Nothing more powerful than the truth. And that's the word of the Most High. That word is truth. Look at Deuteronomy 1:1. The book of Deuteronomy 1:1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side of Jordan in the wilderness. So the book of Deuteronomy, like all these books, are down to be talking to the children of Israel. Deuteronomy 7:6. Deuteronomy 7:6. But thou art an holy people unto the Most High thy power. Talking to the 12 tribes of Israel, who we are. The Most High thy power, your power, have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. How special? Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. That's how special he chose us as the children of Israel, who the book of Deuteronomy is talking to be a special people unto himself. Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Deuteronomy 14:2. And so you might not be able to get to here, because our people so meek and so docile that they always think about somebody else. Oh, that's always above them. But the Most High telling you this. Deuteronomy 14:2. For thou art an holy people unto the Most High thy power. The Most High have chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself, above all the nations that are upon the earth. Oh, that's racist. Who said it? The Most High said this. Because we are a peculiar people. Nobody's like us, the children of Israel. Deuteronomy 32, 8 and 9. Deuteronomy 32 and 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, so he didn't integrate no one. When he divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he separated, which is dividing, all the people into their own lands. He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So once he gave Israel their land, he gave the other nations their land. For the Most High's portion is his people. Who's his people? Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. See? Israel is his people. You see, all people looking for somebody else to be his people. Look at Exodus 18 and 1. When Jethro, the priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law, heard of all that the Most High had done for Moses and for Israel, his people. See? Israel is his people. There it is. Ecclesiasticus 17:17. Ecclesiasticus 17:17. In the Apocrypha. For in the divisions of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. But Israel is the Most High's portion. See, the Most High divided all these nations up. He didn't integrate the nations and the divisions of the nations. So let's look at everybody's saying the end of the world and the Mashiach Awashai, he's coming back through the power of the Most High. What is he going to do when he come back? Matthew 25:31. When the Son of Man, who is the Mashiach Yahushai, shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. When he come back. Listen. And before him, this is Matthew 25:31. 32 now. And before him shall be gathered all nations. So before him going to be gathered all the nations of this world. And he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. See? Everybody ain't going to be integrated when he come back. He going to separate all these nations when he come back, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Who the sheep? Matthew 15:24. He already identified them in a few passages back in Matthew 15:24. But he answered and said, I am not sent, but, this condition, unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Those are the lost sheep. When you understand, Israel is that lost sheep. We just seen that. Jeremiah 50. And 6. My people have been lost sheep. Hear that? My people have been lost sheep. Verse 17. Israel is a scattered sheep. See? We the Israelites. We the sheep. But he going to put the sheep, the 12 tribes of Israel, on his right hand, but the goats on the left. And he's going to separate all the nations. But he's going to put the 12 tribes of Israel on his right hand. And he's going to put the goats on the left hand. So, who's the goats? Last I read in Daniel's 8:21 identifies these goats. Daniel's 8:21. And the rough goat is the king of Grecia. And the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king. See? The Greek Empire. Who's that? Talk about Alexander the Greek. You can read about him in 1 Maccabees 1:1. When he came to power. So all it tells you in 2 Ezra 6:9, for Esau is the end of the world. That's when the Messiah coming back. You're going to set the sheep on his right hand and the goats on the left. So Esau is the end of the world. So the goats are still the Greeks. Same people, Europeans and so forth. Not all by sight, but through the spirit. Who are Europeans? Esau. You understand? Caucasian. Esau is the end of the world, meaning they will have to be ruling when? In the end of the world. Come on. And Jacob is the beginning of that follower. That's why he's putting the sheep on the right hand and the goats on the left. So with the sheep on the right hand, what's he going to say to them? Going back to Matthew 25. Verse 34, then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, who are the 12 tribes of Israel, the sheep, come ye blessed of my father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. You hear that? So he said, come and inherit the kingdom was prepared for the children of Israel from the foundation of the world. That's why they asked him in Acts 1:6, after he had rose and walked the earth for 40 days, rose on the third day and walked the earth for 40 days. They asked him this question in Acts 1:6. We knew, and like we know now, Acts 1:6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Amashiach Yahushua, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? See, the kingdom's coming to Israel, no matter how you look at it. So now that we know that Esau's the end of the world, and on the left are the goats, right? What are you going to say to them? Matthew 25:41. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. Hear that? They're going to be cast into the everlasting fire, prepared for the devils and his angels. So either you're going to be a sheep or you're going to be a goat. You make the choice. What we just read was a choice of life or death. Simple as that. That's when he come back. He said, going to put the sheep on the right hand and the goats on the left. So, I mean, it's all here. It's just a matter of where you're going to float. In your flotation of movement of trying to get to where you're trying to get to. You're either going to be on the right hand or you're going to be on this left hand. And he just said you're going to cast them into everlasting fire. The fire that's prepared for the devil and his angels. See, the devil have angels. You see, on the left hand side. See, when you look at the mindset, see, a lot of you, that's why I say you've been Edomanized by the structure of this world and what they say is right. When it's contrary to what the Most High say in his word, through a prophet or the law or the New Testament or everything in between. That's why you got to know what's right from wrong to determine in your own mind. So I say many, in Ecclesiasticus 3:24, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion, worthless opinion, and an evil suspicion overthrown their judgment. Why? Because you rolling with the devil. On the left-hand side, got you all mesmerized, don't know what's right from wrong. Because you can't study. You ain't studied enough. So I look at people, okay, well, how much do you put into this? You know? Can't look at me. I done put my life for this, my whole life. Well, you wasn't there to see all that it takes to be able to bring forth what I'm bringing forth now. Can't look at me. You can't follow me. Because whenever they trying to teach, I'm ready to teach. I'm ready to go. I'm always ready. Always. However long it take, whatever. All praise to the Most High. This is His word. His ability to allow me to do this. And loyal to Him. You got to be the same way. The only way you're going to get it is put that time in. I can't do this without putting time. I got to put time into this. My whole life is this. Everything that about me is about this. First and foremost. And that's how it should be with you. But you got to know how to study. You got to know how to show yourself approved unto the Most High. You got to give it up. Let your body be a living sacrifice. A lot of you don't want to sacrifice. You got other things you got in mind to do. He got all these things to take you off of what you need to learn in His word. It's the last days. He the only hope we have. So either you're going to be on the right side or you're going to be on the left side with the devil and his angels. But understand, it's coded. But he let you know, man, these people are violent. These people are violent. What empire was he in when he came on the earth? Who was the superpower of the earth when he came on the earth? The so-called Romans, Italian Caucasian, was the superpower of the earth at the time he came on the earth. And what he said? Matthew 11:11. See, that's another thing. When you start talking to people in the church, they don't know about history. A lot of them even thought about the time he walked the earth in the flesh. Who was in charge? Who is that actually put him to death? They regurgitated what they pastors and said, all the Jews killed him. But the Jews didn't have no power. Just like now. We have our own nation. We don't have no power to kill nobody justly, as the so-called white man do. Lethal injection. The electric chair. Now they talking about getting the guillotine, just kill them fast. Whoop. Some still getting hung. Shot in the head and so forth. All this is going on in this world. But Matthew 11:11. Remember, Mashiach was under the Romans. The Romans are the one that crucified him. Because they had the power to do it, because they were superpower of the earth. Matthew 11:11. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there have not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven shall be greater than he. The least in the kingdom of heaven is going to be greater than John the Baptist. Because you got to look at all that we have that's offered to us to learn. It's written for us. Because did John the Baptist have revelations? Book of Revelation? No. From the first chapter to the 22nd chapter? No. John, they cut his head off. That's before Saul was converted to go forth and write most of the New Testament. You understand? But he said before John, they had not risen or greater than John the Baptist. He that is least in the kingdom of heaven shall be greater than John the Baptist. Verse 12. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven, which is the children of Israel, kingdom of heaven is within us, suffereth violence. So he said, and from the days of John the Baptist until now, the time he was speaking to the apostles, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence. Listen. And the violent take it by force. Now what is he calling the Romans? Violent. Violent people. The violent take it by force. See? We was in captivity under the Romans. Israel. That's why he told us in Luke 21:20. in the Roman Empire. See, most people don't know anything about his story, except for the lies he done told in his story. But our story is different than his story. This is our story right here. Luke 21:20. What you know about our story? And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies. This is what I was foretelling what would happen to us when we was in Israel. What armies you think he's talking about? The Roman legions, the Roman armies. So when you see the Roman armies surrounding Jerusalem, and when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Know that the violent, they may take it by force. Know that the desolation is near. From 65 AD to 70 AD, we fought against the Romans. Listen what he said. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains. You flee into the mountains, that means we fled into Africa. And let them which are in the midst of it depart out. You in the midst of Israel, get out of there. And let not them that are in the countries enter therein. If you in the country outside of Jerusalem, don't come back in. Flee to the mountain, flee into Africa, he's telling us. For these be the days of vengeance. See? That all things which are written may be fulfilled. It's the days of vengeance. He said that all things that are written may be fulfilled. It was written that this would go down. But see, our people, if you don't know, how are you going to really, how can you relate to this if you don't know the prophecies of what would happen? This happened to us. And only us. That's why I say, with that Holocaust right there, why aren't they complaining about that? Why don't they have movies about when the Jewish, so-called Jewish people, Amalek, that's who they are today. How come they ain't complain about that? Because it happened. It was probably, like I say, all things that were written. Let me give you an analysis of what was written and what went down. This Holocaust that happened to us from 65 to 70 AD in Psalm 79th chapter. This what was written. O Most High, the heathen are come into thine inheritance. These Romans came into our inheritance. Thy holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. The dead bodies of thy servants have they given to be meat unto the fowls of the heavens, to the buzzards and so forth. The flesh of thy saints, who are the 12 tribes of Israel, unto the beasts of the earth. The beast was eating us up. Their blood have they shed like water round about Jerusalem, and there was none to bury them. Mashak Abishai said those things would be fulfilled for what was written, because they only had the law and the prophets. That's it. We are become a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and derision to them that round about us. How long, Most High? Wilt thou be angry forever? Shall thy jealousy burn like fire? Pour out thy wrath upon the heathen that have not known thee. Remember in Wisdom of Solomon 5:7 says, for the way of the Most High, we have not known it. That's when salvation is coming to the Israelites. Period. They're going to say, as for the way, they say, we wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. We have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushai, we have not known it. That's why it says, Pour out thy wrath upon the heathen that have not known thee, and upon the kingdoms that have not called upon thy name. For they have devoured Jacob and laid waste his dwelling places. This would happen. Why Mashiach Shai said, get out of there. These be the days of vengeance. And all things that are written may be fulfilled. When we said the kingdom of heaven, who we are, the kingdom of heaven, children of Israel, 12 tribes of Israel, suffereth violence. And the violent take it by force, man. This will happen to us. That's why we have no choice but to come back to the Most High before it's too late, people. And now here we are, still in captivity. But I'm going to leave you with this tonight, because there is hope as long as you have faith in the Most High. In Jeremiah 30 and 10. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, because the Most High don't give the spirit of fear, said the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar. You're going to save us from afar. And thy seed from the land of their captivity. Hear that? He's going to save us from the land of our captivity and our children, those that are righteous. And Jacob shall return and shall be in rest and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. See? For I am with thee, said the Most High, to save thee. Though I make a full end of all nations, whither I have scattered thee. You hear that? Though we make a full end of all nations where he hath scattered us. Yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure. He said he corrected us in time. And will not leave thee altogether unpunished. See, he didn't leave us altogether unpunished. For thus said the Most High, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous. There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up, that thou hast no healing medicines. Shoot, medicine we take now got all these side effects. The medicine we need is the Most High. Look at all thy lovers who you believe in and love have forsaken thee. They seek thee not, they ain't looking to us. For I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy. Hear that? He wounded us with the wound of anybody. He told them, hey, he's just pleased with them because they went over the call of duty. With the chastisement of a cruel one. Oh yeah. The most wicked in all the world. A cruel one. For the multitude of thine iniquity. For the multitude of our sins against him. Because thy sins were increased, see? Sin upon sin. Sin and sin and sin and sin. That's why he gave us to a cruel one. Say, why criest thou for thine affliction? Why are you crying to me for your affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased. I have done these things unto thee. See? He done these things to us because our sins increased. We kept breaking the laws of the Most High. And we're taught we're not under the law by these religious organizations or corporations. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured. You hear that? He done these things to us because we sinned against him. But he telling us, it's the good news. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured. Y'all want to devour us, you gonna be devoured. For all thine adversary, all our enemies, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee, all you that robbed us, shall be a spoil. You're going to be a spoil. And all that prey upon thee, will I give for a prey. They gonna be a prey. For I will restore health unto thee, and will heal thee from thy wounds. See, the Most High the one that wound and heal. He said he's gonna restore health unto us and heal us from our wound. Saith the Most High. Because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. This is the children of Israel. Nobody seek after us. We're a nation that's undesired. Thus said the Most High. What the Most High said. Behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tents, and have mercy on his dwelling places. And the city shall be builded upon her own heap, and the palace shall remain after the manner thereof. You're going to use these nations, as he told us in Isaiah 60:10, to build up our palaces and so forth, our places. And out of them shall proceed thanksgiving, and the voice of them that make merry. And I will multiply them. He said, a little one going to bring forth 1,000, a small one, a strong nation. He's going to multiply us with many children. And they shall not be few. See? He's going to multiply us, and we shall not be few. I will also glorify them, and they shall not be small. He's going to glorify us. We're going to be huge. Their children also shall be as aforetime, and their congregation shall be established before me. And I will punish all that oppress them. He's going to punish all you that oppress us. And their nobles, meaning the ones that we set over us, shall be of themselves. Going to be of the 12 tribes of Israel. And their governor shall proceed from the midst of them. Not no other nation over us, ever again. And I will cause him to draw near, and he shall approach unto me. For who is this that engages his heart to approach unto me, said the Most High. And ye shall be my people, and I will be your power. Behold, the whirlwind of the Most High goeth forth with fury, a continuing whirlwind. It shall fall with pain upon the head of the wicked. This judgment, y'all. Before he make us merry and all that. It's going to fall with pain upon the head of the wicked. The fierce anger of the Most High shall not return until he have done it, and until he have performed the intents of his heart, the intents of his mind. In the latter days ye shall consider it. Can't get no more latter days than we are now. That's what's coming to the wicked. One way or the other. It's all prophesied throughout all the prophets and throughout the Bible. That's the judgment coming upon the heads of the wicked. So we want to make sure that we be the righteous and not be the wicked. Come back to the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments, and have faith in the Mashiach Yahushua and see the righteous kingdom that's been prepared for us, just waiting on us to get ourselves together so we can bring forth that kingdom in its perfectness. With that, I say shalom.